So this is going to be a quick follow-up to this. I actually ordered this at the same time that I got the other trigger machines, but they came from different locations, so it took longer for one to go one way and the other come the other ways. Actually, this came in yesterday, so just didn't have time to get to it. And because it's just the one item, I'm hoping this will be a shorter video. Actually, I'm kind of questioning whether I should even make this video or not, just because it's one item. Tear along perforation. Yeah, right. I'll cut along it. I won't tear it. I wasn't entirely certain. Like I said, it's a follow-up. It's another trigger machine. Like I had the scissors and the blade dial fighters, but these are dial fighters. These are accessory dial fighters, and I felt like maybe I could get one. I mean, now that I'm getting trigger machines, maybe I should get one of the accessories for them. So that's what this is. This is like, okay, which one did I really like? The only one I could think about was like, oh, okay, that's kind of cool. It's just flashy enough I could do it. Is the Siren Striker. Now, the Siren Striker is actually it's actually kind of an awkward thing because we didn't have a third Robo or something like that. This is essentially the last trigger machine that we get. And oddly, it went to as I understand it, this went towards the Lupinranger. This was like the second or third trigger machine that they got their hands on, they used on a regular basis until a recent episode in December, I'd like to point out. So they finally got this back. So anyways, when I say it's, I got them both at the same time. Well, I bought them on the same day, just they came from different locations. I said that already. Um, so this most likely will be the end of my experience with Pato or Lupin versus Pat. So I have been. I looked at all the others. I've looked at Cyclone. I looked at Biker. I looked at Splash. I looked at Magic. The Magic hand is creepy because it's like it's got two thumbs on it, which is weird because you're supposed to be able. Actually, it's a left hand, so it kind of does it like this. But it's weird the way they sculpted the hand because it's supposed to be able to turn this way, or because ordinarily it's a left arm, so it should be but for whatever reason it's got two thumbs on it, which was really weird. But the idea is that with the Magic Dial Fighter, you're supposed to be able to put it on the right arm as well. But it always seems to be shown on the left. I do like the head design of the Magic Dial Fighter, but oh, this was previously opened. Okay. Well, I've been known to buy things secondhand, so oh wow, they packed this one differently. Wow. Oops. This is a little more involved than than any of the previous ones I've had. So this is apparently loop. This is apparently no. I'm sorry. This would be Patranger X's additional accessory in addition to the X Emperor Mecha, that thing that I'll never discuss again and try to bring up as little as possible in the future. This is actually his accessory vehicle because apparently he was feeling left out or something like that. So, oh, it's actually a slightly darker shade of blue than I was expecting. And again, as with the other trigger machines, the strobe lights should be molded in semi-transparent red. They should be molded in that color, but they're not, which is disappointing. I wish they would have. So this is a very peculiar tank-looking vehicle. I have no idea how it's used in the show, but I'm kind of think it's kind of a SWAT vehicle. So despite looking like a tank, like LAPD and their SWAT department or whatever it is, they have their own. Especially armored and functional vehicles and things like that. They don't have tanks, but there's something close to it. So I was like, okay, maybe it's a SWAT vehicle of some kind. So that's kind of how I view it in my brain. But again, the semi-transparent red would be nice to separate it from all the other red that's on this thing. Or is this supposed to be a train? No, I think it's a tank. Okay. And none of the wheels move, but they do have little caster wheels on the bottom. So, and it is a trigger machine, so these tilt upwards. Oh, these are not independent, they are together. And then you can also point this upwards if you so desire. And apparently there's some trick to... Aha, okay. Yeah, there's a track running along the inner side of each of these secondary cannons. There's a track, and you have to get this tab right here to slide up and along it if you want to push the thing back together. Because doing it like this you can, but you're not really meant to. Well, who's to say you can't? But anyways, all the big name online reviewers say, oh, you gotta keep track of this, blah blah blah. I'd say no more than I'd say, as long as these are down, it'll just slip in all by itself. So I don't think it makes as big a deal, or I'm not going to make as big a deal out of it. So there's that. Wow, they turn up 45, or they turn up 90 degrees. That's surprising. Huh, I wonder why these turn up like that. This one I understand, but why would those turn upwards? I don't know. And then the other feature is that these two, I believe they're called tines, fold out. And it has kind of a forklift thing. I don't know what it is. I don't know what it's supposed to be in this mode. I know what it does in the combined form, but... Whoa! Okay, and they pop off in case you put too much pressure on it. Good to know. Didn't pop off easily. I was just checking to see how far down it could go, and just popped right off, so... Hashtag ruined forever. I guess you push this back in, and... Oops. God, that's almost kind of Mad Max quality stuff. I don't watch Mad Max movies. I don't. But this is kind of impressive. There's like, beam cannons and then whatever this big beam cannon is, and then you've got these things in the front, and it's almost a steam engine. It's almost a steam engine, but not quite. I could believe it's a steam engine. So anyways, all right. Let's see, how do I do this? So that way, and we'll turn this down, put these back forward. Do these go any direction other than, why do those fold up like that? Is it because they were too lazy to stop them from going any higher, like molding the pieces in? No, it's specifically designed to fold up like that. Curious. Well, the head design is actually a little larger than on either Patranger or Lupinranger. Head looks a bit nicer. Let's see. That's not bad. I like that. Now I can, here's the weird thing though. Just like with Patranger, the Siren Striker's head can also has strobe lights on the top, strobe light antenna, kind of T-shaped strobe lights. They're painted slightly chrome, slightly shiny or whatever it is, but that chrome doesn't appear anywhere else on here. So, although it is red being painted onto blue plastic, so I can see there might have been a problem there. And I don't want the Victory Dial Fighter? Yeah, I don't want the Victory Dial Fighter. And I don't want the Magic Dial Fighter. I'm not feeling that. Fits in there, and I'll point these forward. Up or forward? I think I'll point them forward. Oh. And I guess I do have to bend this up. I was thinking to myself, maybe I should leave this down, but I think I'll keep it pointed forward, even though the hand kind of barely clears it, or whatever it is. So I think this would be uh, Pat Kaiser Siren, maybe, or would it be Siren Pat Kaiser? I don't quite know the naming conventions. I know now ordinarily. Oh, I think I can do. Did Siren Lupin Kaiser? Did it have the blue and yellow dial fighters attached, or is it only with splash and magic attached? I don't know. And I like the addition. I think one of the things that sells it for me is it's got these additional kind of long skirt armor that goes all the way down to the knees. Good grief! I kind of wish it had been side skirts, but I can live with this. So that was kind of a nice touch. And I do not believe you can store this. Oh, maybe you can't. Well, oh, you can. Okay. 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 So you can do that. I didn't think you could fold in the tractor treads, but apparently you can. But it does kind of. It does lose a bit when you fold any of these particular items away. So I'm not gonna argue with that one too much. It does stick out a bit though, and I'm not just talking about the cannon. I'm just saying how far it sticks out compared to Ichigo. So yeah, to me this is kind of a SWAT type setup. So there's a lot of melee and maybe a little taser is what I was thinking of. Not a little not a pop gun, but I was thinking of a taser when I was thinking of this weapon. This is kind of not good enough. So I'm reanalyzing the splash trigger machine. I'm definitely not going to get the crane because just I don't like it. I don't like the crane. I don't like the colors. I don't like, but the splash trigger machine is kind of nice enough. I'm like, yeah, okay, I could go for that. So I'm currently debating that one. It's kind of tragic and ironic at the same time. There was a special edition um, Victory and Siren Lupin Kaiser set that came with the Siren Striker, the Victory Striker. Um, are they called strikers? Yeah, I guess they would be. The Victory dial fighter, the magic dial fighter, and the splash trigger machine. So it came with all four of those, and it came with a good striker. But I didn't want two good strikers. Like I have one, that's kind of enough for me. So, and I don't think I'm fairly certain the sounds don't change on this when you. Why do these cannons move upwards like this? There's specifically space left for them. Why do they? That's very curious. You know, maybe if I change this into a limb, I might get a better answer out of it. So I'm gonna do that real quick. So if I wanted to do a trigger machine, would it be like this? Maybe leaving these out so it makes like shoulder armor. And then this, I suppose you'd want to leave that down and then open these up maybe? Is that? Let's see, I'm gonna make it a left arm and see what happens here. Wow, that is a huge arm. It's very convoluted as an arm. Very. Actually, you know what? This works better if you have it closed up. Because oh, by the way, it can hold things like a fist. So it's got those things. But yeah, as a left arm, or as any arm, that's a very convoluted looking thing. Maybe leave these up. That kind of helps. Kind of. So yeah, maybe that's what they were thinking when they had the cannons tilted all the way out like that. I'm not entirely certain. You know, no, I mentioned it previously that you could do this. I wonder if that would mean anything to anyone. I don't know. Maybe put the splash trigger machine in here and then call this whatever you want. Okay. And no, it doesn't have any impact on the sound effects, so I'm not even going to bother untabbing the batteries. I saved the tab from the Good Striker, and I plugged it back in there, so I'll be able to preserve the batteries for a bit longer in case I change my mind. I just did that wrong. It's 9:40 at night. I must be getting tired, and it's been a long day. It's 9:40 on a Sunday. So yeah, I mean, if this is as far as I go, this is really the only accessory mecha like really spoke to me, other than the aforementioned stealth scissors and blade dial fighters. This is kind of the only one that really spoke to me. So kind of done at this point. And like I said, I got it more because it's like it's kind of a SWAT vehicle, which I've said that how many times now. So yes, there is the. I guess it'd be called Siren Pat Kaiser, or it'd be Striker Pat Kaiser. Not entirely certain about the naming convention. Okay, I am done. And so with that, this is AV Unit 4A saying thank you for tuning in.